So we'll be continuing the visit now on the inside. So we're going into the boat. So we're getting into this deck saloon. I'll give you a quick overview, but you'll be seeing it again. Here's a door, which there's a few steps to go up and down. There's a cabin at the back. Let me close the door so it doesn't overexpose the image a bit. I'll just close it so then you see a bit how it is inside. So we've got this door. This is we've got the deck saloon. Deck saloon is you've got these big windows which give you a beautiful view on the outside. Yeah. These are all double glazed, and I've added an extra layer of plastic on top here. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I've added an extra layer on top, which is super transparent, but allows to make it basically triple glazing, making much less humidity and better insulation against cold. At the moment, the boat is set up ready to sail, basically. I've not yet removed all my stuff inside, so I'm sorry if it's a bit messy. So we've got this the saloon here. This saloon has space. I've had up to 10 people here, but it's comfortable, let's say, up to 6 people. Otherwise it gets very, very, very tight. We've got the chart plotter here. So you've got a chart plotter with radar and instruments. This is the VHF. These are the indicators for the water and fuel tanks. Voltage meter for the lithium batteries. This is emergency GPS. These are instruments which are deactivated at the moment. This is the hour counter for the engine. You've got a 12-volt plug there to charge laptops or whatever you need. I've used my laptop as the main chart plotter really, and all the top there as instruments. On this side here you've got this is the radar signal amplifier. We obviously have here a little red light at night as well. There's a radio, and if we go on, this is the inverter to go from 24 volts towards 220. Here we've got, this is the Navtex, this is the forward scanner, giving a pretty good view on what's happening forwards. This one is, well, there's a big storage there, but at the moment I've got a bit of stuff inside, so I'm sorry for that. If we move here to the other side, you'll see there's this cabin here. This is a double cabin. It looks tight, but actually it's fairly spacious. It has become my favorite cabin on the boat, especially for watchers, and I can be here, I can speak to the people that are in doing the night watch here or outside through the little window that is there. You see here on the right there's this big board which gives you plenty storage space for things like, I don't know, cameras or binoculars or whatever you need to have accessible. And inside here, inside this cupboard, you'll see there's storage for jackets, life jackets. There's quite a bit of storage for additional equipment, the EPIRB. I put boots down here, quite a few tools, so there's quite a bit of storage. This boat has basically storage and storage and storage. Here at the moment I'm stepping on the main fuel tank. It's a big fuel tank here, and there's another one down there that does more or less this area. When the tanks are being filled, I always fill this one first and then transfer it over to the main tank through a filter to make sure that the main tank is 100% clean, and that's essential for me. As we move along, we have the kitchen here. Kitchen has quite a bit of storage again. You've got obviously this is on gas. This moves around depending on how the boat moves. You've got two sinks here. On the two sinks, there's 3 taps. This one here is seawater, is based on a foot pump. If you go here and pump up and down, you see the water. These pumps can then be flattened out depending on need, to get them out of the way. This is a freshwater pump from a flexible ladder which is in the front, which I've not used too much, but it allows you to get extra sweet water, about 100 liters of extra sweet water if needed. Then here you've got tap on pressure for sweet water, hot or cold. Then as we go along, well, as I said, there's quite a lot of storage. Here, for example, this is my spices cupboard, which is fairly extensive for considering it's for a boat. Vegetables, and I mean, it goes on and on. Here we've got a fridge. The fridge is here. You just open this here, and you've got a fridge here, which gives you enough volume for a few weeks of food inside. It can get pretty cold inside if the setting is put strongly. That's what I do, which gives a bit of a freezer mode, but there's also a big voluminous freezer at the very back. This bar here, which you see here on the side, that one is actually has a function of radiator. It can be activated or deactivated. It's connected to the engine cooling, and so whenever the main engine is running, there's hot water coming through here and heating this bar, which is very nice, very pleasant to either warm up your hands, lean against, or just to warm up the environment inside. So in cold climates, that's super practical. So as we go along, here we've got just more and more storage, plates and cutlery. Underneath here, this is the electrical circuits. The whole boat is running on 24 volts. Except for engine starter, which is a 12 volt. You've got, this is all the electrical circuits for 24 volts. You're welcome to pause this if you want to see it closer. And on the other side, this section here is for the 220, including the starter to start the generator, which is down here. These circuits have been done professionally by a company who basically does only industrial ships. So they've also oversized all the breakers, all the fuses. This is quite a strong thorough installation. Anyway, so we'll carry on. I'll just close this. You've got these latches to close, and then we'll carry on. So as we go further forward, you see these are two bunks here, which I've used basically as storage, just to have super accessible storage. But I've had people sleep on this lower bunk. They've been very happy with it. You'll see that better on the pictures that you've seen on the website or Facebook or wherever you've seen this ad. And here there's the mast. The mast goes down all the way down to the bottom of the hull, which makes it nice and rigid. As we move forward, we've got the bathroom there in front. We'll go to that later. If you see here from the back, so there's the kitchen. We move through this corridor here. We have the two bunks with all this area here in the middle, which is a lot of storage here. And then that leads into this cabin here, which is this big double cabin. At the moment, there's some of my stuff inside, so you don't quite see so much the volume. But there's quite a bit of volume in here. This is quite a nice cabin. I've used it often as guest cabin, but also as owner's cabin. With storage here and here, there's big cupboards. Which again, there's some stuff inside, but it gives you a bit of a sense of what's inside here. If I'll move out again, here you see this is another cupboard, and then we'll go to the bathroom in the front. Bathroom is at the very front of the bathroom. There's a shower, which is a full height shower. This has been very comfortable. I've even used it out at sea in waves and so on. You've got the sink here with a mirror. And then as we move around, we've got down here, we've got the toilet area. And there's again the cupboards everywhere. In here you've got a black water tank. It's a bit dark at the moment. But this is a black water tank, 60 liters, allowing to use that in harbors. And there's a bunch of pumps there. There's also, on this side, there's all the electrics for the windlass. So now let's move further back again. So we're walking back slowly in the boat. Obviously, you're welcome to pause this at any moment if you want to see something in more detail. So we're back here in this deck saloon here, which this is the real big asset because you're basically sailing in whatever conditions and you still have a nice view on the outside. Very comfortable. Placed down there by the cushion, that's my favorite spot. You have access to the instruments, you see forward. Anybody who's here in the kitchen can easily speak to the people in the saloon and yet still have kind of two different sections. So I think we've covered basically. Is there anything else? Yes, so we have here, you see there's a few vents. There's one vent there, and there's a bunch of vents along the corridors in the different rooms. Those are for heating the boat, because we've got this Eberspacher, which is a hot air blower based on diesel. So it burns diesel and blows through a ventilator this hot air into the boat, and that heats up the boat quite nicely. Considering it's pretty insulated, the boat, I've not used it. I've only maximum used it maybe 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, and it makes the boat very comfortable already. So there's not much fuel being used for that. These windows, in very hot climate, so if it's very, very sunny, I have cloth that goes on the outside. This cloth is a bit this sort of grainy cloth there. That makes it a lot shadier, otherwise it can get pretty hot in here if everything stays open. And I think we've covered it all. So next thing is going to be the motor, which is going to be under here. The table goes up, but I'll be making a third video and you'll be able to look at that. Thank you.